Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
Good. Good. We have some new players and some new characters here. So while I bring us into Shenanigans proper, where's my freaking thing? We are going to go around the table and introduce our characters and our players. We're going to start with Mctacky. Welcome to the show, Mctacky. Who are you, and who are you playing today?
All right, I'm Mctacky. I run the wiki. It's turning a year old today, so I thought I'd be on Shenanigans to celebrate. And I got to thank Shadow and Inks for doing a lot of other recaps, but I did most of it.
Thank you, Shadow and Inks, and thank you, Mctacky. In the last year, the wiki has gone from a cool little side project to something I think a lot of people rely on fairly heavily for context and figuring out what's happening and where it's going on. And even Ryan and I, when we're running campaigns, will be like, what the fuck happened? I don't know, let's check the wiki. Maybe there's something there. Yeah. So it's become fairly core to everything going on. Yeah. And you said you're playing Ludovicious?
I haven't said that yet, but yes, I'm playing Ludovicious. Just got to be Ludo, so you don't have to say a big name. Yeah, he is a cleric from Koibu who fled the war, but he knew the war was coming, because he saw the trends, so he left Koibu beforehand. He's been in Drekis for a while.
All right. And next up is Matthew. Who are you, and who are you playing today?
My name's Matt. I'll be playing Didgeridoo, which is a new character.
Okay. And do you have anything you want to tell us about Didgeridoo?
Didgeridoo is an old man. He has a poor man's gear, an attire. Who knows what Didgeridoo is?
Okay. I guess we'll all find out together. Next up is Bryan. Who are you, and who are you playing today?
Sure. So I'm Bryan. I'm playing Zev today. He is a satyr, Hydra philosopher, master of all Hydra philosophy. My advice for today is, if you have a tough problem, make sure you work together with your friends, because as the great philosopher once said, 2 heads are more than one.
I love it. It's great. And last but not least, we have Will. Who are you, and who are you playing today?
Today we're going to play Muvil the Magnificent. He's a level 1 mage. He's a Minotaur. He casts magic missiles and he puts people to sleep. It's what he does. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Lovely. So let's hop into game here. Everybody is in Shenanigans. You can go ahead and ping where you're all hanging out, or just doodle in separate places, whatever you want. But I'd like to figure out where you are while I figure out how many people are here today. We've got a pretty full bar. It's about 80%. A lot of folks about. And where is the slaughter docks? There's the slaughter docks.
I'm wherever the party is.
Oh, excellent. Can you make me smaller, Neal?
I can make you smaller.
Thank you.
Whoa. They have changed some features in Roll20. I can now... Oh, never mind. It didn't work like it was supposed to. Never mind. There's no new features. That's fine. So we got Muvil, Ludovicious. I think this is Matt, and this is Muvil?
Correct.
There's 2 Muvils. There's a Muvil and a Muvil circle?
That's...
Oh my god.
Oh wait, can I not delete that? Sorry.
How do I get my character?
You can just doodle, or you can drag from the character, the journal tab. You should just be able to drag your character out. No, here, I will drag Zeb out for you. There you go. There's a Zeb.
Cool.
And we don't have a character sheet for Didgeridoo yet, or a token for Didgeridoo. So you guys are all hanging around Shenanigans, and how's it going? What's happening here?
Well, I'm trying to convince everyone to convert the Tempos so I can use my really good spells on them. Because I'm using the 2-point Neal cleric system, where there's some spells that require symbolic. Because if someone's wearing the symbol of Tempos, it allows me to see their fate more clearly and make sure it happens better. If I'm not allowed to mess with people's fates, but if I see something interfering with someone's fate, I can step in if they wear one of these wooden symbols of Tempos. and be honest about it. Like, they can't just have it of Tempos willy-nilly.
So how are you trying to convince these people?
All right, I can chant something, and it'll make you hit harder by one.
By one.
By what?
Yeah.
Are you convinced? Is anyone sold?
Well, as a mage, that's not interesting to me.
All right.
I want to know. I want to know the philosophy of this, right? So if something interferes with your fate, is that not your fate?
Actually, that's true. But I am trying to put balance to the world. The fates have a path for us all. Everyone lives and dies at certain times. Sometimes they're cut short by external influences that are unnatural. Like, there are many things in this world that the gods didn't create. The undead, the demons. Well, the gods did create the demons, but they're not intentionally in Arcadia. And these outside influences having a butterfly effect across the whole globe, and now we're having a war which shouldn't have happened. Because if the demons hadn't invaded, there wouldn't have been a war. So the whole thing is against fate. Because Templar sent a vision a year ago to 4 heroes, and they did not stop the war. And they could have.
That's pretty depressing. God, it's a good point, though.
But I guess now that I think about it, if you interfere with an interference of my fate, that could also be fate in and of itself.
Yeah. But I see the path of fate, how it's
Very moving.
It's my ability to see how it works. So trust me, I work for God.
If you 2, 3 lefts make a right, basically.
Yes.
Okay, I'm down with it. Yeah.
All right. I hand you a wooden amulet of Tempos. It weighs negligible.
All right, but I'm gonna wear it upside down, so I turn it.
Well, the amulet of Tempos is actually an hourglass, so if you turn it upside down, are you not using the amulet of Tempos?
Yeah, upside down Tempos is fine for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like an inverted hangman. Exactly the same.
Didgeridoo will take one.
All right, I'll pass one to Didgeridoo.
Can you move your didgeridoo? I got you an icon. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh. No, I can't move this.
You can't? Shit. Okay. Alright. I got your back, Matt.
I didn't know what a didgeridoo was when I named this character.
Well, here you go. Can you move that one?
Yeah.
Have you never heard their beautiful sound?
No.
Oh, it's a beautiful sound. You should look it up during the next break. It'll just blow your mind.
I hear it all the time in the real world.
Is there a lot of didgeridooing going about?
At malls there are, yeah. Yeah.
I would have expected malls to be the source of didgeridoos.
Well, that's where buskers use the music to.
Ah, I see. Cool.
Yeah, but only males can, in Aboriginal culture, can use didgeridoos. So yeah.
Well, you're all hanging around here, being proselytized by the Cleric of Tempos. And Cleric, would you give me a charisma check to see if you're attracting any other attention from the nearby other people?
Okay. It's the first time I've ever rolled. All right.
Do it. It's a pretty busy bar, and people, when they're out at bars, usually don't like to be proselytized too. So you're doing your tempo spiel, and you've got these 3 people that are like, oh, this might be interesting, but everyone else is kind of like, we're here to rest and relax, and there's not a lot going on.
They're not my concern. My concern is my adventuring companions, who I will be working with. Like, because most people don't concern themselves with Tempos most of the time.
So it's while you're getting this spiel or something that the door opens and in walks a someone who just like oozes espionage to you. You know, he's got like black eye makeup, a hood up over his face that like shades it just enough that you can see a couple of features here, long sleeves that come down, you know, just past his knuckles, so when his hands are curled you can't see them. dark pants, very common cloak around him, just like a gray woolen cloak and some very common basic shoes. And he's got that like slow shifting look that tells you he's looking at everyone here. He goes up to the bar and leans against it. Desmond walks over as if to talk to him, but he just kind of like waves Desmond away while scanning the rest of the bar. And Desmond gives a shrug and goes back to his work. And that's when this weirdly dressed, dark-eyed makeup, hiding in the shadows, too cool to talk to Desmond figure, makes his way towards the party. Slowly but surely, picking his way through the crowd, careful not to touch or bump into anyone. You guys spot him coming.
Is this a hooded figure like last time? That's got can we see his face though? We can see that it's a human. It's not a frog man.
It is a human.
It's a human. Okay.
It is guaranteed to be human.
Just want to be sure as we get started here.
Mm-hmm.
Didgeridoo is going to scramble back and kind of hide behind a table, kind of preemptively getting into combat with this guy.
I see you've gone to the Kyla School of Fighting. It's fantastic. Yes. Sure.
How may the fates guide you today, my son?
Perfect. Just the sort of people I'm looking for. The fates do indeed need some attention on this day, and maybe a little tap on one side or another. I have a mission of the utmost importance, one that could define the fate of this very kingdom, and I need 4 people to undertake a most sacred and important mission, one that will change the world, but hopefully one which no one will ever know of.
The best type of change.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Are the 4 of you are...
Did the change actually happen?
It has not happened yet. You will incite it. You know what they say. When there are many heads before you, you must pick the one you like.
Wait,
yeah.
so is there more than one change we can do? Is there options? Can we change to like change B?
Well, as it stands now, there are 2 heads before us. We are currently heading towards head 1, but I would like you to tap fate and bring us towards head 2. That's the direction we should head in.
Well, right, that's the direction you want to go in as head 2. Is there head 3?
There is no head 3. There are only 2 heads in this situation. Well, actually, I suppose each head, once we go down that way, could sprout multiple subheads. But we're not worried about the subheads yet. We're just concerned about heads 1 and 2. You know, head 11, 12, and 13 don't matter because we don't even want head 1. But heads 21, 22, and 23 could be important, but are beyond the scope of today's discussion.
Well, wait, Zev, if you cut off a Hydra head, don't 2 more grow back? So, like, today, could we make, like, 1 into 3? Like, could we just, like, make some more heads here today and, like, have more options? Is that doable?
Whose heads are we talking about here?
Yeah.
The Fate heads. Apparently, they're like Hydras. That's what I was hearing.
Yeah, it's the forever argument between, like, determinism versus, like, the many heads universe, right?
That sounds like Malchus talk.
Yeah, because some people say that every time a decision or choice gets made, a new universe sprouts off of that.
Multiple
Yeah.
universes.
Will you be the ones to change the course of our world?
Well, the only thing you haven't mentioned here is, are we getting paid to do this? Because, you know, if we're not getting paid, I don't know if I want to go.
Don't you want to be the ones who alter the fate of the world? Pay
I
or no
do.
pay, don't you want to be that powerful and in control?
I do. That'd be awesome. But, like, no one's going to know, like you said. So how will it power and control it be? I'll just be back where I started, just less rich.
Okay, I can pay you then.
Okay. That'll work. How much can you pay us?
Hold on, I've forgotten the conversion rate between currencies. Please bear with me.
I see you using that Electrum still.
What? No. I will pay you in iron pieces.
Is it 0.5 or 2?
It is 25 copper to the iron because somebody hates easy conversion systems. I don't know who designed this stupid system. Okay. I can pay you 400 iron pieces. And on top of that, if you do your job right, you will be in a position to skim off the top quite a bit more. As much as your arms can carry, really.
Perhaps even the bottom.
Then I'm interested. This is acceptable terms.
Excellent.
I'm in.
Yeah, that's for you people who like the copper standard. That's 25,000 copper.
The man turns to look at Zev and goes, "Are you in?"
It's my fate. Apparently, we don't have a choice.
All right, so Desmond, 2,000 copper, because I believe there's a 10% you're meant to give him after doing a job here.
We don't talk about that.
Ooh, that's some news.
Put that book away.
Excellent. Let me fill you in on the details of your mission of the utmost importance. Hold on here. Let me open my scrolls. I should have opened these before I stepped into the room. Sorry. Hold on.
Well, don't have that classified scrolls in public.
Well, as he gets his scrolls out, I just like to start working on my rocks again. But this time, we're going to start painting only red rocks today. We're just distinctly red paints. Just different shades, though. It's not just like bright red or dark red. It's all different kinds. But we're just doing reds today.
Is there a historical reason for these painting?
He's just a mage. So as he's working on his rocks, it's just to make sure they're magically imbued. So that way the spell works correctly. It's just to help them hit.
For Minotaurians, these symbols represent fire, or?
I don't know if they've really made a reason for these symbols. He really wasn't liking it in Minotauria. That's why he came here. So he's really not the typical wizard per se, even from Minotauria.
The bards have spoken of several Minotaur wizards who have come through Shenanigans. I'm not sure how many of them are true, though.
Well, Minotaurs, there are some down there that are very, very wise wizards who can catch magical fireballs. One day I'll be that great. Not yet, but one day.
I found my scrolls. Excellent. And he kind of pulls you in a little bit more and leans heavily into the table and whispers to you all. There is a woman of high nobility that currently runs the Principality of Kronwikk. Her name is Hildegard Kronwikk, and she has been, stealing from the state. We have suspicions she has been underreporting the amount of iron produced by her mines to rise the prices, and then skims the rest of it off the top, and only brings the regular everyday price as taxes to the crown. Hildegard Kronwikk is subverting the state, destroying the trust between the families, and will put us on the path to war if she is not held accountable.
Aren't we already at war?
What war?
The one with Mystria?
What? No, there's no war with Mystria. No.
Oh, okay. So we're in 1509 here?
No. The year's 1494. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
You clerics of Tempos, you get all your times mixed up.
Of course. My apologies, sir.
Yes, of course it's only 1494. How could it possibly be any later than that?
October. It's October 1494, right?
He makes an unintelligible reply that is neither an confirmation or a denial.
All right. Because I believe, yeah. So, how much leeway are we here? This is a high noble. We can't just arrest a high noble. So
no, you will not be arresting or murdering her at all. What I need you to do is find their ledgers, all people who work in the shadows, that work on the black market, need to keep 2 books. The official book that they can show state officials for taxation purposes, and the real books so they actually know how much money they have and what they're doing. Without the real books, an operation like this would fall apart in an instant. You need an accurate idea of what you're doing. So, we have seen the cooked books, or what we expect to be the cooked books. We need the undercooked books. The raw figures, if you will.
Does fate allow?
Mm-hmm. These are likely held somewhere within Kronwikk itself, as that is the capital of her realm and her primary palace. I would ask you to bring no harm to any members of the Kronwikk family, but do find this cookbook, this uncooked cookbook.
And we're always missing the right party member right when we need it. Before we needed the guy with the dragon. Now we don't even have the Gordon guy from like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
His game show, his cookbooks.
That show hasn't started yet. That starts in a decade.
Maybe he already has another cookbook for us. Can we find him? Maybe he's got the good cookbooks.
I'm only now realizing that's why his name is Ramsay.
What?
I didn't get it before.
What?
I thought it was like a Game of Thrones Ramsay Bolton sort of thing because he was such a dick. Got it, guys.
Oh my god.
Got it.
All right.
I'm like way up here. I get everything. Like weeks later. Okay. Excellent. I'm glad you agree to the mission at home.
I believe this is called the embezzling.
What?
The embezzling.
Yes, embezzling. That is the appropriate term.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with embezzling?
No.
Well, that's a shame. We need everyone. We could use those who are familiar with embezzling. It would probably be of help. But I digress. Do you have any questions?
The residence is well known, I assume, like the buildings in question. There's no need
Certainly. Certainly.
And who's the sheriff of Kronwikk in this era?
That is a fantastic question. Let me consult my other scrolls. Hold on. I clearly don't memorize these things. It would be
Of course.
worth the effort.
Huh.
Hold on. It's written down. He starts flipping through many scrolls. Give me a moment. Chat amongst yourselves while I dig out the right scrap.
Can I see what scrolls he's looking through?
Yeah, he's got a big scroll case, and there's a bunch of scrolls, but one scroll will be rolled up in like a pack of 12, and so he'll start unrolling it and be like, no, wrong folder. Is it in this one? No, not this one. And starts
This is all information on just the land. Just all kinds of stuff.
It's all sorts of information about everything.
He's clearly the spy master, so he's got
He's gonna break
everything.
an eyebrow.
Ah, yes, the sheriff of Kronwikk, Sheriff Kelgemma. Wait, that's not right. No, that is right.
Gemma. It was Gemma, the dwarf.
Gemma. Wait, why is she a human on one side and a dwarf on the other side? There is clearly a mistake done here.
Well, your notes
God.
are wrong, sir. The history books clearly say it was a female dwarf.
It is a female
Born
dwarf.
1380.
Yes. Kelgemma, the elderly dwarf. She's very strong. Extremely strong and quite healthy. One ought to stay away from her. Rumor is it that she has +8 to hit and d6 +6 damage on her blows. And a ridiculous amount of hit points.
So we're not going to the sheriff about this matter then.
Of course not. The sheriff could be involved in it. We don't know how deep the conspiracy goes. That is why I am seeking third-party outsiders to solve this mission, rather than going to the leadership underneath the corrupt princess.
Does she have any unscrupulous friends who live in the city? Anyone who might have the books on hand instead of keeping them at the castle or at their primary residence?
Are you asking if there's multiple copies of the cookbooks?
Yes, I'm saying, do they have an extra copy of their books?
I do not know. If I knew where these books were, I would be there myself. I am hiring you to sort out the details. You know.
I see.
The Fates have many ways of learning.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably in the kitchen.
No, my son. The cookbooks are illegal books, not.
Kitchen would be a good place to start, yes.
Legal food.
Because who would hide their books in the cookbooks? The cooked books in the cookbooks?
Sounds like the perfect place to hide it, though. You wouldn't expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but wouldn't other people open the books then?
Well, if they're looking for cooking recipes, there's nothing in there that just says cooked books. I mean, they know not to open those.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We will actually find the proper books.
Excellent. If you can't tell which is the cook and which is the raw, bring them both. We need all the evidence to arrest her. Once she is arrested, she will be kept under house arrest in the capital for the remainder of her days, and the throne of Kronwikk will go to her heir, a young man named Siegfried.
Very well.
So,
Excellent.
how many
luck.
guards does the High Princess have?
Kronwikk itself has many soldiers and guards around the city. The keep itself within the city is less well guarded, of course, and the palace within that is further less. While there are probably upwards of maybe 4 knights and 40 men-at-arms in the castle, I suspect most of them are, in split service between the castle and the city, the town. Those people out in Kronwikk don't have a lot of space, and people must have multiple jobs. Any other questions I can answer for you?
Yeah, resources acquire supplies.
What do you need?
We haven't made a plan yet, so we're not sure.
Excellent. I shall go over there and maintain my low profile in the corner. When you have sorted out what you need, come find me, and I shall help you acquire any goods and services for your mission. And he just walks back over to the corner near the front door and leans against the bar. Desmond comes up to talk to him again. He waves Desmond off one more time. Desmond gives him like a heavy
Desmond's
frown.
getting younger?
No.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what year it is.
Right, he already told me the year.
All right, let's talk about the plan.
It's 1494. October.
So, how many books do you think there can be in the kitchen? If we just grab them all and run, do you think we'll get it?
No.
I figure.
You've got a library too, right?
And there are pots that we could carry the books out in.
As a historian and a sage, I know that you keep the books, the delicate books that you do not want anyone to find, in a safe place. You don't have them out in public where others may read them or take them.
So you're saying they might be in the oven then?
No, because that will cook them.
That's the point, right? You're trying to cook the books?
Exactly.
You're not helping.
How are we going to cook the raw books?
You do know what cooking a book is, yes?
Yes.
I suspect the oven, yes.
No, my son.
We could saute them.
We're looking for a ledger of illegal transactions.
Mash him, put him in a stew.
Why are we looking for that? He said he wanted the cookbooks.
Yeah, but he'll prefer this book, the ledger of transactions as well.
What's the you probably hid it in the boring place. Like, what's the most boring topic you read about?
There are no boring topics when it comes to books.
Yeah. Well, how do we know if we don't know what the book is? How can we make a plan to get this guy to give us supplies?
Very well. Yes. I'm not much of a snake around.
How would we pull off a heist, anyways? Right.
Any of you skilled with thievery, by chance?
None of my magic spells can help with thievery now.
Nope.
You don't have a sleep spell to knock people unconscious from range.
It doesn't work that way. It's a different kind. Much closer.
Wait, does anyone know how to cook though? Because what we could do is you could apply for a job in the kitchen, and then.
Sorry, I'm a historian, not a cook.
Is there a time limit?
October 18 would be the time limit.
I don't know. I don't know what we need from him.
I could go in as a sage asking for normal books. I could just go in asking about history books, and they'll get me access to some books, but they probably won't give me access to their illicit books.
Well, maybe while you're in with the books, I can make a distraction outside. I'm good at distractions.
Oh, good.
We can be door-to-door salesmen.
No, they don't allow door-to-door salesmen inside the keep.
Yeah, castle to castle.
You just have to go before us, and then we'll be salesmen.
Oh,
and you just have to get the books. Just make sure you get the ones out of the oven, too.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, so what supplies do you need for your distraction?
It'll be improvised, don't you worry.
But we just told him about needing supplies for our mission.
I'll get the supplies. I'm going to walk over.
All right. I'll wait at the table.
I'll wait at the table and go back to painting my rocks.
We'll take 4 horses and a cart.
It's a far, far distance. You might be better served by arriving by ship. If you have to traverse the land, take you a while. It might be very dangerous to go by land. I recommend taking a ship from Bon May to Whalers Bay and then going up the river. I doubt you'll need horses. They certainly wouldn't fit on the ship.
Horses, perhaps, but not regular.
Well, we'll need.
And also,
horses.
you don't need a cart to carry a book, right?
You need a cart to carry the supplies to get into the castle to acquire the book.
Are you sure?
And trust
me.
me.
It seems unnecessary.
Trust me, you came to the right guy to do this. I know how to embezzle.
Wise. Fine. I shall sort out 4 horses and a cart for you. Do you need something to pull the cart? Or will you pull it?
Donkey.
4 horses and a donkey and a cart. So be it.
Cool.
Do you need anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Excellent. What race are you? Are you just a regular human?
Yeah.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's just an old guy.
Okay.
And we go back over to the party.
All right.
Horses.
You got the supplies organized?
Yes.
Good.
When do we set out?
Go right now.
Does the guy lead?
Yep. Let's go now. Yeah.
All right. You guys set out for your mission. Let's take a look at the world map and we can figure out how you're going to get where you want to go.
Are the docks built yet in Berkshire?
Of course, the docks have always been here. They've been here all along, ever since Berkshire was founded.
Yeah, what year was that? What year was that founded in?
I don't know. You're the historian. What do your notes tell you?
So I can make it up. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Year 17 after the Cataclysm.
Oh, they've been around for a long time then.
Yeah, like after the fall of the Vodan Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is on the year 69 map, so it has to be some point before 69.
Right. So here we are. How would you like to get to Kronwikk, which is way over here?
I'd say take a boat down to Bon May.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even though you guys just got horses and a cart.
Okay. I'm going to go sell the horses in the cart.
Oh, no, wait. Let's keep the horses.
In the dog. I'll sell.
Wait to sell them till
What I want to do.
Bon May. Sell them in Bon May at least. We can use them to get.
All right, fine.
Well, wait, I want to like buy a bunch of like stored food and stuff to put on the cart or something to bring into the castle, maybe like supply, like what's the kind of food or supplies that would be brought to a castle, right? Like I'm sure they have an upkeep of people.
Certainly. It is common knowledge that Kronwikk does not really have a lot of farmland. Most of their food is actually imported from abroad. So any sort of foodstuffs that you couldn't grow in such a mountainous and arid climate would be fantastic.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll just go to the market, I guess, and just buy a bunch of
other mines.
Food to load up into the cart.
Okay. So you want to go overland to Bon May with a cart?
No, we'll go on the ship.
Okay.
We'll sell them at some point.
Okay.
Cool.
But then we bring that's what the cart's for, is to carry the food, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
so you're gonna fill the cart up with food.
Yep.
And then take it down the river to Bon May, where you're gonna hop on a boat, and then come up to Whalers Bay, and then come up to Kronwikk.
Yeah, going up river called the Crimson Rapids with a cart. Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Yeah. Okay, so you're not selling the horses yet.
No, we need those.
Okay. So how much food? What would you like to pack this cart with?
Just any local farm stuff that they have. I'm sure there's local like fruits and vegetables and stuff.
Okay, so just food stuffs.
Yep.
oh, we'll stop by farms and just like steal some.
Yeah. So Generation 1 Bessie should be here in this year with the original owner.
Did you just say you're gonna go and steal food from people's farms?
Maybe.
What?
Is that the plan?
Whoa.
That wasn't my plan.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on here.
I think okay. So we get to the farm, and then obviously the guys aren't down, so we don't do it.
Okay.
All right. But I mean, you have Mr. Burton, the original owner of Bessie, in this era, and he would be still alive because he hasn't been killed by the doppelgangers yet.
All right. Maybe. Are you going to go find Bessie? Is that the plan?
Yeah, and I warned him that one day doppelgangers are going to try to kill him.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. Doppelgangers. I totally believe you.
Yeah. And your sons, Timmy and Jimmy, they'll lose custody of the cow to some big ranch that's like a prison.
Ranch prisons.
Yeah,
Children.
It's like
sure,
a big
buddy.
security place.
That's the big security on a farm. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's just a dumb cow, you know?
Yeah. Could I have some milk from Miss Bessie?
Sure. He brings out a bucket of milk and hands it over to you, and then puts out a hand and says, "That'll be 4 gold pieces."
Oh, I don't have 4 gold. Sorry.
He takes the bucket back.
No.
Yeah.
Man,
Expensive
original
stuff.
Bessie milk. You could heal people with original Bessie milk in episode 10. That's before there was 4 replacement Bessies.
I believe they're all the same, Bessie, that they've never been changed. And I know that doesn't actually make sense.
Took one. The Rock took a Bessie.
And loved her so much he brought her back. Or she brought her back, I don't know.
All right.
All
Well,
cows return home. Have you never seen it? It's good.
no, I haven't seen that one. No, that's an interesting legend. I'll look into that one for the history books.
Sometimes they have other magical things that come back with them, like toasters and blankets and other things, you know.
Okay.
All right. So, you want to buy a bunch of food, yeah? How much food do you want to buy?
Just enough to like fill the cart up with it.
All right, so we're talking like, a couple thousand copper worth of food then. You're buying like a bunch of food so it could look like your actual importers, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So someone dish out like 1,000 copper.
I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Yeah.
Good man.
I gave most of my money to the temple in Wickthron Rorenta.
That's good.
Good cow.
All right. So now you've got a cart, 4 horses, a donkey. The cart is filled with food, and it's time. And a what?
Minotaur, a satyr.
Is it Minotaur? Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Did you buy a Minotaur? No, makes sense now.
Whoa.
All right. So time to head on out. You guys are gonna hop on a boat here in Berkshire, I take it?
Yeah. Off the docks.
Excellent.
In front of the. Is it still called the butcher shop in this area?
Sure. Yeah, the butcher shop.
Yeah.
It's the bar down there.
Yeah.
Now, of course, when you go there and you're trying to hop on one of these boats to go down the river and you're like, I want to bring our 4 horses, our donkey, and our cart, they look at you and they're like, that's kind of, beyond what we can ship on this river. We can take your stuff, but you can't bring the animals.
Yeah, thought that was the balance.
Okay, we just at least bring the donkey. Probably the donkey deck.
If only Ramsey was here, he could have told us.
Or the person who's in charge of fate and time who was telling you earlier, but that's okay.
Okay, we sell the
Sell the horse. All right, you can go to Manning's Mares and sell
Is
the
there
horses.
like a system? I want to know if there's a system for like we drop off some horses here and then we pick up horses at the end of the line, right?
No.
Unfortunately, that sort of industry has not been invented yet. I'm sorry.
Is Manning mares still used mares at this point, or are they fresh mares?
They would never sell a used mare. Are you kidding? They would
It's called
only.
Manning's Used Mares. That's the name of the business.
I mean, that's just what's in a name, right? A horse by any other name is still as strong. Just ignore the sign. Look, you want to sell your horses? I'll buy your horses from you. Looks like your horses, though, are a little old and a little worn. They look like used horses, not the sort of horses I would ever sell. But I'll pie them off you for... God, I could probably only get like 3/4 price for these old nags, so I'll buy them for half of 3/4 price. How about that? That way I can still make a profit off of them.
Just take them.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You'll just give them to me? Okay.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
fine just
horses.
giving
It's
to you.
fine. It's fine. I'll give you a good home before you have to go to the glue factory. It's okay. Thanks for your business, everybody. Bye.
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 Will is the most disappointed about this.
And today is the day Manning's Mares sold 4 horses and a donkey and then had them returned.
Whatever, dude.
I made great profit today, Manning's Mares.
Wait, no, I'm pretty sure we have to keep the donkey to carry the cart.
Get us to Kronwikk.
You can't
I go
carry
to
the
the
donkey
boat.
on the
Bombay
boat.
first. We gotta go to Bombay. River boats are different from sea boats. So you have to get one boat to Bombay, then one boat to Whalers Bay, then
I got
another
the
river
best.
boat to Kronwikk.
I got Basil the stuff.
All right, you guys get back to the butcher shop. You can hop on a boat. It'll be 200 copper a person to get to Bon May. So 2, 4, 6, 800 copper. Someone's got to chip it off.
I'll put 2 gold for me for my balance.
600 copper.
Yeah, I pay for mine.
400 copper.
Yep, I got it.
All right. All the copper's gone.
No.
Nope.
No,
200 copper. Didgeridoo.
How much do I owe?
200
2
copper, 2 gold,
Yeah.
20 silver,
Okay, I give him 2 gold.
How much are the 9 coins again?
8 iron.
Yeah, I haven't paid
Wait.
yet.
All right.
You said it was 2.5, right?
What?
You
No,
said
it's just-
iron was 2.5, right?
Oh yeah, it's 25 copper is an
25.
iron piece.
Yeah, so it's 2.5 gold.
2.5
But we
silver.
don't have the iron coins yet.
Because it's 100
Oh, yeah.
copper to the gold. Yeah. Yeah. They're quarters of gold. Great. Now that you've got all this stuff sorted out, we can hop on the boats and sail down the river. Where is our... We don't need it. I'm just going to roll some encounter checks. Ooh, there are no encounters. And, oh, wow, double 1s on the encounter rolls. Absolutely no encounters until you get to Bon May. The time blazes by. You don't even really realize how quickly you're down here. It's been like, that's
How many
actually kind of a
days?
long river. It takes 2 days to get here. A day and a half, really. They take a stop at the bridge near Footmire for a little while, spend the night, and then hop on down the rest of the way. And
So-
you get to Bon May. It's a busy port. Yeah, bit of a river delta going on. Ships of all sizes coming and going. And you hop off the docks
Is
in
the
Bon
light-
May.
Sorry.
Yeah?
Sorry, interrupted. Sorry.
No, go for it. What do you want?
I was just asking if the stone lighthouse still under construction by the gnome who took decades to make it.
I'm not sure when that lighthouse was finished. It's probably done by now. I think it was...
Yeah, but we're in the past now.
Yeah, I still think it's done. I think
Yeah,
so.
because I remember there was an episode where you had the party hunting down the guy who made the lighthouse. So
Well, there have been... I mean, we're the timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, this is very Doctor Who inspired. It's just...
it's your fault for making a Tempest cleric go into the past,
It's gonna be complicated, you just have to figure it out. The lighthouse is done.
It should have been done. This is a paradox.
And Desmond is the same
Investigate it.
age.
It was a
Yeah.
different house, though.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get crazier as time goes on. Just you wait. While you're here in Bon May, you can easily find a ship that leaves for Whalers Bay. It won't go for a couple more days. You got a couple days to chill here in Bon May. You don't necessarily have to do anything, but it's gonna take you, 4 or 5, 3 or 4 days before a ship will get you to Whalers Bay. You should have been already given a buttload of iron, right? So you guys should have cash.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in advance. Okay.
Yeah, he paid all up front.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I did
Super.
have money for Betsy milk. Don't mind.
So then that would have been 400 iron, you said, so that's 100 iron apiece. So then that's...
Yeah.
Okay.
But remember, you owe Desmond 10% of that. That's the balance.
Quiet.
I'll keep that in my
I'm a
ledger.
holy
Quiet.
man of Tempos. Things must be kept in balance.
Mm-hmm.
I will keep the books very balanced.
Oh, very well then. You take care of it.
The raw books, the cooked books, the balanced books.
Is there a library in Bon May?
Already, I can balance.
I can look up the town. I can look up
Oh,
the
do you think the library in Bon May has the cooked books?
No, I'm looking up the lady in question to see what information.
Perhaps we can look into cooked books.
Because we don't know anything about her.
Let's do some research in these passing days.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. What
Yeah.
would you
Is
like
there
to
a library
research?
in Bon May?
There's a small library in Bon May.
Okay, all right. Small on the wiki then.
Excellent.
Are there
Ah.
cases of embezzlement?
There is a fiction section, and there is a prominent author named Chagatha Asti, who has
Go
written
on.
many fictitious books about things, including embezzlement.
Ooh. Is there anything real?
Well, it's a fictional section, but these draw on historical cases that she has heard about. It's that sort of like fiction.
Okay.
The
Oh.
details have been changed, but it's basically the same story. Like Anatomy of a Murder, great film, You should all check that out.
Anatomy of a Murder is good.
Yeah, I think I'll get one on embezzlement. Because like when we take the book, we'll need to replace it with something else, so nobody knows.
So you replace the books with a fictional book about embezzlement? Oh, great. My only question for you here, and I hate to bring this up, Zev, are you literate? Can you read?
No, I'm not.
Can anybody here read?
Ooh,
Okay,
I put that in there?
Ludovicius can read, thank God, because this would be a really difficult story if no one was literate.
Well,
yeah,
I'm
I
a
can
sage. I have to be able to read.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I'm literate, and I can do calligraphy. We can do both.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Right.
Matt, can you read?
No.
Okay, cool. But we got 2 people who can read and write. That's good. That's
But he's
Anything
like
anything on High Princess Kronwikk in here?
let's see.
We'll have to go research because I'm a sage.
There's a book called
Ooh.
Kronwikk. Yeah. It is a history of the town of Kronwikk.
Ah.
Does he find it, or do I find it?
Will finds it. Moovel finds it.
Okay, so we just put that on the table.
Research.
So we put that book on the table and go, this is a good book. And then I go back, and then Moovel's really more interested in magic books. So is there anything on arcanology or anything I can be researching? Anything I can look for?
The closest thing that you find out is a book called The Magic of Potatoes. And it's a cookbook on how to properly cook potatoes, which are, the most exemplary vegetable of all time.
Well, since this has magic in it, I'm going to be reading that instead.
Excellent. It's just, a recipe for scalloped potatoes, followed by a long lesson on the history of scalloped potatoes. And then near in the middle of it, it mentions this magical dish that you use scalloped potatoes with, this sort of cream cheese mixture. And it references a different book, so you go looking for that, but it's not in this library. And you come back to this one, there's a lot of stuff going on here. They have no less than 4 different philosophies about mashed potatoes, without even mentioning how to, properly do it. But you've got your keeping the peel in the mashed potatoes recipes. You've got your chunky recipes, your smooth recipes, and your garlic recipes. And it clearly states you should never mix and match the chunky and smooth, but the skins and the garlic can come and go as needed. They can be mixed with the other things. But it would be sacrilegious to have half smooth and half chunky mashed potatoes.
That's perfect. That's exactly what Moovel was looking for in this library.
Excellent.
For these
Kronwikk,
Kronwikk, yes.
Who's the author of it?
Lady Kronwikk.
Oh, it's an autobiography.
It's a biography, yeah. It's dated to 100 years ago, so it's an old book. A previous Lady Kronwikk.
Well, it doesn't have anything about Sally Ports or secret ways in.
They don't publicize their secret information, so no, that's not anywhere in here. But it does let you know that there is a north gate and a south gate in Kronwikk, that it has tall walls, about 15 feet, and it is manned mostly by dwarves with a few human archers around to help it out, as well as a small group of human rangers that help transport goods up and down the Crimson Rapids and sort of keep an eye on the surrounding neighborhoods to make sure that, everything's coolio.
Right, so Lady Kronwikk is human because she's related to the Wick family, but
Yes.
does she live in a dwarven town as a human?
I believe the population is predominantly dwarven, yes.
I
Yes,
must
it's about
love that.
70% dwarven.
Yeah. All right. So I put the book back exactly where it belongs using the system they use here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did that guy mention what they're embezzling?
Iron.
Iron.
Yeah. They're iron mining and they're skimming off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know which mine that is?
All the mines. Yeah, because
All
they're
the
in
mines
charge
have-
of all the mines in the area, so they're just screwing them all.
Yeah.
Is there any information about the iron mines? And
Yes, it does mention that there are many, many iron mines scattered throughout the area. What sort of information would you like?
I'm not.
What information would you like me to read?
Just how are they getting the iron to the Kronwikks?
Well, they pay it up to their boss, and their boss pays it to their boss, and their boss pays it to the Kronwikk lady.
Oh, so it's like a pyramid scheme.
Well, that's how the royal family works.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it is the change of distribution. She owes this much iron to the queen, and that's why we're on the case, because she's not passing it on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's queen in this era, but oh yeah, she's still in power. Yeah.
Is there any other information you'd like to gather out of this town?
Nope.
All right.
I'm good.
Days
We have
pass.
potatoes on the carts, right? Sorry.
Yes, you do have potatoes. I mean, who
Okay.
would pack a cart without putting potatoes on it?
That's what
I
I,
mean,
thought, but I just wanted to
seriously.
make sure before we left.
The
Just had to double check.
The fish
Okay.
and
So you're
Try
becoming
the
a
magic
gastromancer.
Potato recipe.
No. We just need to make sure we had potatoes. We're fine. It's
You're
good.
not going to try out any of the recipes?
Not yet. Not yet.
So, Movil, you're becoming a gastromancer.
No. Mage. Powerful mage.
But you can have gastromancer mages as well.
No specialization. All around best mage.
Because I've heard of Joris, the gastromancer. He's an adventurer, you know.
One type of magic, no good. Need
What's with
many
the
kind of magic.
All right.
Mini
Just
kind.
don't put any rocks with food on it, okay? You do use real food.
For sure. Yeah. We're going to take a rock later this evening and paint it like a potato. At least.
You just like kind of paint it brown with a couple of black spots and throw some dust on it. And you're like, here you go, it's a potato.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be part of our magic for later, don't worry.
Great. All right. You guys can hop on a ship. It'll take you to Whalers Bay. It's going to be another 200 copper each to get there. It's a little bit cheaper because it's like a 3 or 4 day ship journey, but it's a more common journey, so you can just be thrown in the cargo hold with everybody else that's on the way. And we're going to take our first break here while you guys are on your way from Bon May to Whalers Bay during this storm that's happening all around you. So we'll see you guys on the other side of the break, and hopefully you won't all die at sea.
I take off my chainmail.